to take them with them. Kind of goes wrong there, doesn't it? If we don't have the skills to take them with them, they sense this, and you know what happens? They say, I don't want to go on your journey. I don't want to die on your journey. They say, I know where you want to go, but you're not going to make it there, and I'll die with you. So imagine you go over to the airport, get on the airplane, the captain says, welcome aboard. I don't know how to fly this plane, but I have a pretty good attitude. Are you getting on the plane? No, because we don't want to die. However, when people meet you, you have the greatest plane in the world, the greatest opportunity, but they look at you and they say, you know what? Not sure you're going to make it to the top, but I don't want to follow you because you can't take me along the way. You can't teach me what to do. And so they don't join us. And they'll test you. Oh, yeah. They'll say things, you know, prospects can smell incompetency. They can smell lack of confidence. They can smell desperation. So they'll say something like, oh, I don't know about joining you because I just moved to Perth. I don't know anybody here. I was born and orphan parents raised by wolves. Who am I going to talk to? We say something stupid like, oh, just share it here. They're not getting on our team. They don't want to die on our journey. So once we learn a few hardcore skills, somehow they pick it up and magic happens. You don't even have to say hardly anything and they want to join you. How many people here think that's pretty cool? Now, you can stay in what I call information hell for the rest of your life, explaining the stuff to people that aren't going to join. I was there for 2 years, actually a year and 10 months. In a year and 10 months, guess, with the perfect presentations I give, guess how many people joined? 0, yeah, 0. So I gave awesome presentations. I mean, samples that point out every percentage and showed the testimonials. Nobody joined. 1,500 people in a row. Totally unmotivated. I was just on a lucky streak. You think that was the problem? No, what was the problem? Me, yeah. I was at the scene of the crime every time. So, what I learned is it's not the presentation that gets them to join. That's way after they've made a decision. I'll show you how that works shortly here. But after 1,500 no's, what happened was my wife came to me and said, hey, Darren, I'm pregnant with child number 2. How's your business going along? Had to tell her the truth. I told her it's consistent. So, there comes a time in your life you got to make a decision. This is my time because I was told. And for you, well, for me, it's easy. I don't have to make decisions. I'm married. They're all made for me. But for you, it's quite different. But she said, you got to figure out how to make this thing work now. And for everyone sitting here tonight, you have about 4 choices on a decision. I come with the 4R. I'll tell you what you are, but don't make that choice yet because you don't know how hard it is to learn the skills. Fair enough? I just want to know what they are. But number 1 is you're going to say, well, I better figure out how this works, so you go out and do it by trial and error. How many people try the trial and error approach to learn some skills? Hey, how'd you like that one? All right, so it's pretty brutal. We get some scar tissue, but over time you can learn. And I will tell you, that's how I learned over several years. I did trial and error. And on each of the 25 skills, I started learning words to say and words not to say. Both are important, because you got to warn your new people, don't say these words, they'll kill you. So, trial and error is a legitimate way to learn the skills, because we have to learn. Second way is get your sponsor to learn. Go to your sponsor's house, handcuff yourself to their fridge. Hang around for about 3 months. Because the news is it's going to take about 3 months to learn the skills of this brand new profession. I don't know, how do you feel about 3 months? How long does it take to be a doctor? Yeah, and then you graduate a couple $100,000 in debt, unemployed. Forced to work with sick people the rest of your life. All right. How many people here would be willing to really study hard for 3 months and learn the skills so you can be awesome in this business? All right? So, Get with your sponsor, handcuff yourself to the fridge for 3 months, eat their food, or hang around with them. Do it. All right. Hey. Sorry, Rick. All right, now. All right. Here's the maybe you don't like your sponsor's food, so here's the third way. Third way is you can learn the skills by audio. If you ever went to Amazon.com, you've seen I put 36 CD double albums up there of audios. You can learn by audios while you drive your car. And that's another way of learning, correct? Not that it's better, it's just another way. In America, we're not like you all in Australia. You know, we're busy. Here you're basically having tea with the Queen and then shrimp on the Barbie most of the time. We watch movies, you know about this. But in America, since people are busy, we tell them they can learn the skills while they drive their car. That way they don't steal time from their family or steal time from work. Yeah, that's the way. So those are 3 ways to learn skills. Here's number 4. Fourth thing is pretty cool. Don't learn the skills. And do it as a hobby. And that's okay too, because doing network marketing is a hobby. It's a great social life. You meet new people. You can chit-chat with them forever. If they buy or don't buy, it's no big deal. But you hang around better people. We learn about goals and stuff like that. So there's 4 pretty cool choices, right? But don't make a choice yet because you don't know how hard it is to learn the skills in the first place, correct? So should we start taking a look at some skills? I'm going to show you as quickly as I can what happened to me. After a year and 10 months after being threatened, I spent, I don't know what it would be in Australian dollars, about 1,200 Australian dollars, 3 days of my life. Went to a frozen city called Minneapolis. Froze my butt. And here's what they taught me. They said, Big Al, why can't you recruit? And I said, well, you know, the weather's bad, the train isn't so good, the meetings are too far away, the economy's bad, people lose their homes, there's kind of a slowdown here. Yeah. And they said, do people that make the big checks, do they have the same weather you do? That's me. The same company? Yeah. Same comp plan? Yeah. Same samples? Yeah. Well, what turned out was the people that made huge amounts of bonuses in seconds a day or minutes a day, and me that made none, working an hour away from my family, everything was 100% the same. How many people here find that pretty strange? I thought it was really strange. So I said, so what's going on? And they said the only difference between the people that's going to work forever, like you, and make no money, and the people who make the big money is when they talk to the exact same person, they simply change the words around a little bit. Just move. Really? No, really. Now, are you telling me if I just move the words around like a lot of people join? Yeah. Are you telling me if I just rearrange the words just slightly differently that this be like a money printing machine? Yeah. Are you telling me I don't even have to be a better person, I just have to learn how to move the words around? Yeah. Well, my bomb didn't drop on my head. I'm thinking, well, I'll just start hanging around the people that make the big checks, kind of listen to how they phrase things, try them out. 60 days later, I quit my job, full-time income in network marketing.
Nice.
Shy, nerdy, waste of a human being. Year and 10 months of total failure. I didn't become a better person. I didn't become more motivated. I didn't have any better attitude. I simply started learning trained phrases, sequences of words, moved the words around a little bit, and it was day and night difference. How many people here, if that happened to you, how would you feel?
Awesome.
I was hooked on skills like crack cocaine. I thought this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I said, I just learned one skill, skill number 11, the magic sequence of words, got a full-time income. I could multiply times 24 more skills. I am wired out of my mind. So I want to pass on to you tonight why I have such a passion for skills. It's changed my life and changed so many other people's lives. You can have attitude all day long, which is necessary, but it's not enough to get us to where we need to be. We have to eventually say words to people. So the missing part between us and where we want to be is just some skills we haven't learned yet. And how many people here learned the skills of driving an automobile? Anybody here ever learned the skills of using a cell phone? So can we learn skills if we choose? So I want to assure every person here that we can learn these skills or accounting skills or cooking skills, or any skills we choose, you have to choose something. You can't choose them all because there's just not enough time in life. But if you're here tonight and want to learn the network marketing skills, it can be done. Even Americans can learn. That goes too far now. All right, so you're thinking, all right, change the words a little bit. Oh yeah. Here's the situation. When you're out there talking to people, do the people you talk to want to look bad or look good? Think about this. Roughly, what percentage of people you talk to that would like to look good? About 100? Okay. So when you have to talk to people, about 100% of the people say, yeah, I like to look good, right? And when you have to talk to people, what percent of the people would like to have more money? About 100%. All right. So you're out there talking to people that want these things, and you offer them a chance to look better, right? You offer them a chance for more money, and at the end of the presentation, they say, no. Let me review. They want to look better, you give them a chance to look better. They want more money, you give them a chance to have more money. At the end of the presentation, they tell you, no. How many people here think that sounds a little bit strange? Would you like to know what happened? You and I have taken a pre-sold prospect, totally pre-sold, and through our random use of untrained words, we've literally talked them out of it. Oh, it gets worse. We're talking about it so badly that it's said, rather look ugly and be broke, rather do business with you. It gets worse, but based upon the looks of your faces, that's about as far as we should go. But how many people are starting to realize that what you have to offer is a world-class message, but at some point, they don't get it. And we turn them off. And the way we turn them off many times is not even to get the message inside of their head. Remember how it comes up with this stuff and bounce off? So the skill of network marketing is taking our message, bypassing their sales alarm, too good to be true filter, their rational subconscious programs, all the skepticism, and weave it through that and place it inside their mind, directly into the subconscious mind, the decision-making part of the brain, and trigger automatic programs so they make a yes decision. That's the skill we have to do. How many people here pick up that one in school? Parents? Previous job? So what happens when we get started, we're just highly motivated, excited idiots. And we're saying do the wrong stuff. And some of us do it a lot longer than others, like me. But at some point we realize, wait a minute, they all can't be crazy. It must be what I say. So would you like an example of changing the words?
Yes.
All right. I'll do a generic example. But just by moving the words slightly, everything will change day and night. So let's say I'm on a date, and I say to the lady, when I look in your eyes, time stands still. Or I could say, your face would stop the clock. Now, I have described the exact same thing. But by moving the words around slightly, would there be a slightly different result? How many people here get it? When we're out there starting off, we're going out to say to people, your face will stop the clock. Ooh. Well, your face will stop. Ooh. Well, your face will, ooh. Let me find somebody else to ruin. Your face will stop the clock. We're using the wrong words. And our words talk them out of it just like that. Instantly, and it's over. So, how many people here are really 100% all in, dead serious about your business? Really? 100% all in, dead serious? Because I'll show you why they make these decisions, and you're probably not going to like it because it's going to challenge how we think about things. But, shall we do it anyway? Yeah. It'll make us slightly uncomfortable, but the reward will be massive amounts of money. Are we okay with that trade? Right? So, if you're out there talking to people, they're all saying no, what do we need to change? The people or the words we say? Words. Yeah, the problem is we don't know which words to say because we haven't learned the skills here, just like we haven't learned addition for accounting. Now would be a good time to start. All right, so out of the 25 skills, we're not going to learn one of them tonight. You can learn the skills in your own time. They're not that hard. But we'll just take a little bit from 3 of it and do a high-level ninja trick Now, do all those things I promised you earlier, remember that? So you can make money instantly from the moment you leave this room. And then you can spend 3 months learning the skills in your own time. How does that sound? If I taught you one skill here tonight, you say, well, there's 24 more to go. And, we'll be back here 25 times, really. So is it okay that we don't teach any one of the particular skills? I'll give you a list, you can learn on your own. But that we concentrate on this one ninja trick, so instantly we're starting getting results. So we need to know 3 things to pull this off. Let's get on with it. Number 1. How many people here know exactly what we're supposed to be doing in network marketing? All right, we should share and care. We should give people samples. Rub some cream on the back of the neck as they're running away. Make a list of 200 people we're afraid to call. Send them to a website where they're going to go away to Facebook. Give them a CD or DVD they're going to use as a drink coaster. Invite people to meetings that just never get involved. Try to set up parties that people can't stop. Oh, yeah. No. How many people here would be glad to get rid of all those activities? Right. They suck up our time. And if you're going to operate at the top, you can't do those. I'm sorry. So, in fact, even at the bottom, it's a bad idea. So, here's the situation for everyone in network marketing. Here's something they don't tell us right away that's been kind of holding us back. And that is, they don't give us a very good job description. So, what am I supposed to do? Share and care? I don't think so. So, what am I going to read the brochure to them like they're reading impaired? I don't think so. Well, should I get them on a webinar to look at my face when I put stuff on? I don't think so. Now, we can do all these things, right? I'm not saying anything bad. But if we're going to make money, we better know what our bottom line job description is, so we could like to know what it is. Grab a pencil and paper, let's write it down, and let's make it quick, because we're in a hurry. To get prospects, to make a decision. Write decision in capital letters to be fit. And then underline. Then circle it. Give it a shrine. Stars. Arrows. Our job description in network marketing is to get prospects to make a decision to either join our business or be a customer, period. So let me be the first one to break the news to you. You and I are in the decision-making business. Now, I know somebody's going to be thinking, but I thought I was in the skincare and cosmetics. No, you're not. Your company is. You're not. You're not part of the company. You're not an employee of the company. You're not out there picking up secret dye ingredients underneath rocks in China at midnight with leprechauns, and you're not putting goop in jars, or shining up the mascara case, and you're not shipping and receiving, and you're not customer service, and when they come up with a new video, they don't ask you how to rewrite scene 3. No, that's the company's business, and they do pretty well. Does your company have a website? They have that information, they have brochures, and they ship directly to the customers. They can do everything perfectly well, and they don't need you. The only thing they need you and I for is for the only thing they can't do, and that is to get people to make a decision. So you and I are in the decision-making business. The company says, hey, we're going to partner. We're going to do everything for you. Everything. You say to the customer, the only thing we want you to do is get people to make a decision. And the only thing we're going to pay you for is to get people to make a decision. So you and I are in what business? We're in the business of getting people to make decisions. How many people are shocked? So turn your bar right now, look them in the eye and say, your mission, if you choose to accept this mission, is get prospects to make a decision. Well, how'd that go? Is everybody okay with that? By a show of hands, how many people here realize that the only thing the company pays us for is if we show up for work and do our side of the deal, which is get people to make a decision? Is there a almost joined bonus? Is there a giveaway lots of free sample bonus? Is there showing your face on Facebook bonus? Is there a readable shirt to them bonus? Is there a make a list of 200 people you're afraid to call bonus? No. let me rephrase this. We made an agreement earlier, for those who just came in, that we were okay to talk kind of how it works in real life. Is everybody still okay with this?
Yes.
Nobody's upset. Are we okay if we just go down this route? At some time, we're going to have to, and here's the deal. Once you and I realize we're in the decision-making business, at least we can start learning the skills of the right thing, right? Yeah. So, let's do this. Grab the person next to you and just ask them very quickly, how do people make the final decision inside of their head? All right, that should have been easy, wasn't it? By a show of hands, how many people here know exactly how humans make up their mind? All right, so can I just point out the more than obvious? If I come up to you and I say, please join my business, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing in the business, no job. And if I did, I had no idea how to do it. Come join me on my journey and die with me. But I can read a brochure to you really good. And I can send you to a website really good. Do we see that it's nothing to do with that? It's everything to them sensing that we kind of know what we're doing. And at the end of this evening, you'll be able to have that aura about you that they'll just pick up right away and say, oh yeah, you know what you're doing. How many people here think that'd be pretty cool? Yeah. So it's really not in that information. People don't make up their mind waiting for lightning to strike, or little voices to talk in their ear, or some sort of hormonal flare-up, or some sort of emotional deal, or 15,000 reasons for, 14,000 reasons against. None of these things. How people make up their minds has been a mystery until about 20 years ago, when they wired people up and they figured out exactly how they made up their minds. Now, that's two of the skills. We don't need to know all that now. All we need to know is two little facts that we didn't know before to pull out this ninja trick. So should we go to these facts really quick? The rest of you learn on your own. So here's fact number one. The human mind makes the final decision based upon zero information.
Okay.
No information of any sort is ever used in human making a decision. It's none, not a zip, zilch, none. How do you feel about your presentation now? Silly, useless, time-wasting, millstone around our neck, holding us back, dragging us down. Total waste of time. Correct. Once you can give up doing this presentation information, we have a shot. Now, I don't know what you came to hear tonight, but I don't know. If we don't change how we think, what's our bone check going to look like? And you say, well, how in the world could a nerd from America make a lot of money network marketing? Well, because we found out about some cool things, like no information is ever used in you to make a decision. Some of you look at me like, are you sure about this? All right, so can I give you one example very quick? That information is useless for decisions. And if you ever lower yourself to give somebody a presentation or information or to get the final decision, slap your hands and keep the day job. But based upon your looks, you don't believe me. It's a hemorrhoid convention. So let's give this a try. Here's the example. How many people in this room would like to lose a little bit of weight? All right, pretty good. A couple others should raise your hand, but that's okay. Now, just kidding to see if you're awake, all right? Now, let me tell you about us fat people. We got the information. We have books, we have brochures, we have CDs, we have DVDs, we have PowerPoint presentations, we have protein powders, we have diet pills, we have herbs, we've been preached to, we've been lectured to. Every fat person in the universe got the information. A skinny fat person in the universe, how do you lose weight? They're going to say two things. Number one is eat this food. And number two is what? Exercise. Every fat person in the universe got the information. So if humans make decisions on information, of course, that would mean there'd be no. Oh. But are there fat people? Yeah. Will you see us when you leave here tonight? Yeah. You can see us from hundreds of meters away. The first thing you and I are going to do is reprogram how we think. Every time you and I see a fat person, we're going to say, you know what? We're going to say this inside our head, not out loud. Every time you and I see a fat person, we're going to say people don't make decisions on information. We've got to break the information habit. Because that's for people at the beginning that don't know anything else. They just can read something or something. All right, so everybody ready to turn to your partner? Pretend they're fat so you don't have to pretend. Just look in the eye and say, people don't make decisions on information. Well, how'd that go? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Now, you know this to be true. How many people have ever sit down with somebody, from the moment you sit down, they're leaning back, rolling their arms, rolling their eyes, have they made a decision?
Yeah.
What was their decision? How much information? Oh. How many people invited somebody to a meeting and they didn't show up? Have they made a decision? What was their decision? How much information? So we see this all the time. Don't look at me strange. We just never paid attention, did we? People make decisions on how much information? So are we going to stop this presentation, sales presentation, foolishness? Well, we got to. If we're going to do this business. Now, if we're going to do this as a hobby, it's something to talk about and nice to chit-chat. But for us, well, we can't invest 45 minutes in a presentation. There's not enough hours in the day if you have a family or a job or anything. There's just not enough time. So are you ready for the second thing we don't know? And this is very, very brief. I apologize, but we just have to get to the point. How many people here at the end of the presentation looked at them, they looked at you in dead silence, you didn't know what to say, and then just make you sit there and suffer? You know what I mean, right? Here's your chance where you lose your friendships, people, your relatives say you're trying to make money off of them, you're going to make fun of you by the coffee machine, talk about your family reunions, humiliation, embarrassment. How many people besides me hate that moment? So would you like to get rid of that moment?
Yes.
All right, so let's get rid of it now. The problem is, we don't know what we don't know. And the universe has this law saying, if you're going to be stupid, you're going to be punished. But they also have a law, if you know what you're doing, you're going to get rewarded. Now, I've suffered on both, I've had both. One's better. Okay. So, the situation is, that is never going to happen again. Because we're going to learn something we didn't know before that's going to get us a little bit closer where we want to be. And what we're going to learn is when people actually make their final decision. Really, did they make it the 45-minute mark? What if they made it halfway through? Wouldn't that be interesting? So should we find out when people make their final decision? All right, let me just give you a couple quick examples. Because obviously, you don't believe me. So let's look at our own experience. How many people here have ever seen a man with a remote control in front of their TV channel? Have you seen that? Drives you crazy. Ladies, you look at that and say, men are so stupid. They make their final decision to watch that channel before they even seen the channel. Before they've seen anything. They're on to the next one. They are idiots. And we have no defense on this. So, how many ladies here have ever been to a shoe store? Yeah. So you got on the mall, so you got in the shoe store. 1,000 pairs of shoes. But the next door is a shoe store with a 95% off sale. How long should you in that first store? Boom! You're over there. You make an instant decision on 1,000 pairs of shoes, so you can be over that next store right away, without a single presentation. Is that true? Nobody sat down and says, these shoes are from Italy, they're Italian, by a little shoemaker lived up in the mountains. His son had a crutch. They cut the hide out of the cow humanely, put some moisturizer cream to help it heal. And they're part of the buckle factory. And that's not how you make up your minds about shoes. You see a pair of shoes, you might say, oh man, those shoes are orange. Halloween's coming up, a little bit overweight, look like a pumpkin. No, just like that. It's over. How many people here have ever seen a video on YouTube? How long before you make your final decision want to watch that video or not?
30 seconds.
Before you actually see the video, right? Okay. How many people here have ever eaten at a restaurant? Made the decision to go inside that restaurant many times before you read the entire menu? How many people have ordered something off the menu before you knew about all the ingredients? Or the vegetables organically grown, that the chicken have a happy life before they kill it? So based upon your keen adult observation, When do humans make their final decision? After the information or before?
Before.
I'll do this again, make sure we're on the same page, because this is uncomfortable. When do humans make their final decision? After the information or before?
Before.
So when should we get their final decision? Before. So what you and I are going to do is get the final yes or no decision before we tell them what it is. And you say, well, how is that possible? That's just stupid, right? But that's because we don't know it yet, but we're going to learn how to do it like really soon. How do you feel about that? How many people here like to get that final decision in the first 20 seconds under the radar when they didn't even know that you did it to them? So it's totally rejection free. Now, if we don't learn this, can you imagine what your career would look like? All right. So, would you like to know one other bit of information, which is how people do make up their minds?
Yes.
All right. Would that be important for our career? Now, I don't want you to think this is all the closing skill, but just a little bit so we can do something fabulous. But if you know this, you're going to be so far ahead of everybody outside this room that think that they're in the beauty business, flip chart, reading, sample, giving, party, chit-chat. You know the idea, right? So, would you like to know how people make up their minds? I can't explain it in the few minutes we have, but just watch this and it'll become pretty apparent. Everybody has already made up their mind about everything. Everybody's already made up their mind on just about everything. The way the human mind works is we've got to make a lot of decisions all the time, don't we? And it takes a little bit of brain power to do it, so what we do is make up our minds about everything, stores those decisions in our subconscious mind, and they take care of stuff, so we don't even have to think about it. 1 year old, they're trying to walk. You're hanging on to the crib. Left leg is locked, one leg left. The swing around the right. The swing around the right. And after a month or two, we form a program in our head, a shortcut saying it's always left, right, left, right, left, right. Is that true? When you walk down the street right now, do you have to think which foot comes next? Do you have to make a decision? Nah. But how many decisions does it take to walk? Well, how much nerve energy to each individual muscle? What sequence they should be in? When to bend the knee, how much to bend the knee? When to bend the ankle, how much to bend the ankle? When to roll the ball of foot, when to shift weight, how to keep balance. Thousands of decisions are made instantly when we're walking. How much input do you have on? None. When a salesman calls you, do you have a pre-program in your mind about salespeople?
Mm-hmm.
Would that explain why when you get a call from a salesman, how long does it take you to make your final decision? Before the presentation. Is that true? Now my question to you is, if you make your final decision to salespeople before the presentation, do you think other people would do that to you? What percentage of the time? A little over 100%. So are we on it that people make their final decision how quick? Instantly, based on how much information? Based upon stored decisions in their mind. So let me give you an example of stored decision. In America, we have a election coming up. We have two candidates. And I know what you think. Is that the best you guys can do? Yeah. But everybody in America's already made up their mind who they're going to vote for. They have. They're always going to change their mind. We've already made up our mind about that. And the same thing here in Australia. Remember your Prime Minister? Who's that lady, the backstabber?
Julia Gillard.
Julia, yeah. Everybody already made up their mind pro and con on her, right? You and I have made up our mind already about just about everything. Yeah, how do you feel about New Zealand? Or how do you feel about the city you live in? Or certain people. We've already made up our decisions about everything, and if you haven't, you're going to die. In the last 1 second, the back of your mind has made 100,000 decisions to keep you alive. Pump blood over here, blink this eye, move this muscle, create 30,000 new digestive enzymes, grow this cell, kill this one. 100,000 decisions. How much input did you have? We've made up our minds about everything, and it's very convenient. Go grocery shopping, have the cart, go down the aisle, cornflakes. Oh, stop right here. Pull out the box. That's really glycemic index. And I wonder if they have a video. Who was the company founder? Oh, what's the quality control thing on this? You know, it's just- We would starve before we got to the end of that aisle. Is that true? But because we've already made all of our automatic decisions already, we go down that aisle and say, no, 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 no. Chocolate, yes, no, no, no. Bottle one, yeah, too. No, 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 no. All right, more. So, are we on this that humans have already made all their decisions on just about every situation? So when you show up and talk about makeup or eyeshadows or lipstick or salespeople or opportunity, they've already made up their mind. You might as well find out what it is. So, based upon all these strange things that I have not explained to you that you will learn on your own time and your own skills if you decide to do this. If you decide not to do it, don't worry about any of this. But if you're going to do this, you will have to learn the skills sometime. Is that true?
Yeah.
When's a good time to start?
Yeah.
Now. So let's kind of see how this is going to work. People make up their mind on how much information?
Zero.
How quickly?
Instantly.
Based upon automatic programs?
Yeah.
Are you ready? I will explain to you exactly what happens to you and I every day of our life, and it's disgusting. I come up to you, and I start off my presentation to you with these 5 words. Just start with 5 words. How's that? 5 words. You tell me what decision the back of your mind makes after these 5 words. Could you do that for me? So I come up to you, and I start off by saying, would you be interested in... Wait. What do you mean no? I'm only 5 words into the presentation. How can you tell me no that I'm dead meat, I'm roadkill, flat as a pancake, human cadaver, blown up over your grenades? How can you possibly say no? You haven't even heard my entire presentation yet.
Frequency.
We're making 4% on this one. How many people felt that? There is a stored program in the human mind that says if anybody, anywhere, anytime ever says these 5 words, would you be interested in? Activate the sales alarm. Guys, ready up. Sales up. Sales up. How many people here felt that? And you and I walk away saying this is so unfair. They wouldn't even let me give a presentation. Let me go home as a professional victim. Ooh, I tried my best. They wouldn't listen. Where's the try my best, just wouldn't listen bonus? Not too far. All right, I'm your worthless brother-in-law. I come up to you and I say these 5 words. I just got involved with. Is this painful?
Yeah.
How many people felt it? How many people now finally understand how people make decisions? It's over with right away based upon stored programs in their mind. And if we don't know this, we're out there reading stuff, but all that comes later. People make the decision first. Well, what if I come to you and I say this? I have a ground floor opportunity with the fastest growing company ever. The company founder, the wonderful founder, walks on full water on his frozen. A wonderful family person, several wonderful families to prove it. Our scientists can be up here as scientists. We're trademarked, we're patented. We have the most exciting, how are we doing? That would be like guaranteed what? No. How many people have tested that one? Yeah, so we know how it works. So I tested these and found out how they work, but I said, well, maybe I'll just keep doing it. Well, that was a bad plan. So based upon this, what do you think we should do? Should we change some words?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't step back when we first get started because we don't even know what job we're in. Think about that. How many people are feeling really sorry for the folks outside this room don't even know what profession they're in? And if they did, they wouldn't even know how to do it. They wouldn't even know how people make up their mind. And they wouldn't even... It's kind of ugly for them, isn't it? But we can change that because we can actually start showing them how it works in real life. So we went pretty fast on here. We didn't have a chance to cover a lot of stuff. I don't know how uncomfortable you are with it, but here's the situation. You have a world-class message. It has the salesman alarm. Remember that program? Be negative, too good to be true. What's the catch? Try to make money off of me. Be careful. They're going to lie to you, they're going to cheat you, they're going to swindle you out of your money. Don't change anything. Tinkle, tinkle. Tinkle, tinkle. Tinkle, tinkle. It never once gets inside their mind. So they don't even have a choice. All you and I have to do is learn the skills of getting our message past all this garbage, place it inside their head, and then once inside their head, they say, well, I want to look better. Yeah, I'd like to have more money. Well, yeah, of course. So our job is to get our message, the first job is to get our message inside their head so they actually hear it for the first time. And you don't have to be a great closer or manipulator or any of that. You just place it in there. If it serves them today, great. If it serves them tomorrow, okay, right? And if it never serves them, hey, the ugly runs in my family. If I look good, they throw me out. It's okay. Is that true? How many people here at least love to have the ability to get the message inside their head for the very first time? And in order to do that, you and I are going to have to take iron-fisted control of their mind. Now, taking control of another person's mind bothers you. Let me point out they're not using it. We can do a better job. We're going to take iron-fisted control of their mind, freeze and bring it to a complete halt, and forget whatever they're thinking about, totally focus on what we're about to say next, like a puppy dog waiting for a treat. And you can do that with as little as 5 words. How many people are starting to think, oh, that'd be cool? Just curious here. How many people here believe that you can take control of another human being's mind without being a psychologist or levitator or any superstar, but just learning as little as 5 words?
Yeah.
One person. All right, my influence is everywhere. But to take control of their mind, remove all the drama in their life, right? So they just focus like a puppy dog. It sounds like almost impossible. However, I got a good story.
Oh, that's.
I got a good story. Would be roughly how many words in Australian? Now, when a human says to another human, I got a good story, what do you think happens to our minds? Frozen. We will all shh, we gotta hear the story. Now, this addresses a certain program in our mind. We have lots of programs about stories. I'll just give you a couple really quick to show how powerful they are. How is information passed on before the written word? Stories. So we have special compartments in our mind that remember stories. You can remember a story from age 5, but you can't remember a date for a history exam 15 minutes later. So you can, as you learn the skills, put a story inside somebody's head, and guess what? They'll eat out the inside of their brain until they do something about it. Number 2, you're walking at work, walk by 3 people, one's telling a story. What does the back of your mind command you to do? Stop and listen. The program says if anybody anywhere is telling a story, you have to stop and listen to the story all the way to the end, because you cannot go on life until you know how the story ends. They just can't do it. Number 3, children, age 2, from the time they can talk. Mommy, daddy, tell me a story. Stories are like crack cocaine to the human mind. That's why we love stories, we love movies, books, Hollywood gossip, we love stories. So when you say I got a good story, you're here. It'll completely bypass all those programs, because you did not say I got a good sales presentation, or I got a good business opportunity. You said I got a good
Story.
and instantly you are inside, past all that garbage, so you can place your message. How many people think that's pretty cool? And these are the kind of hardcore things you need to learn, word for word. So you already take your part right now, looking at it, just there, got a good story. See how it goes. Hey, how'd that go? Number 1, was that rejection free? Sound like ordinary conversation? Something you can do within your comfort zone. Do you think people will find it polite? Yeah. I'll tell you how powerful this is for the skeptics. Tomorrow at work, stand by the coffee machine. and just say, got a good story. Don't say another word. And they start to twitch. And then they start saying, oh, what's your story? I'm telling you. What do you mean you're telling me? I can't stand it. It's programmed in the human mind that we have to hear the story. We cannot go live until we know how the story ends. How many people here find that almost amazing? So this makes no sense to people out there because they don't even know what's going on. But inside, we've got to get inside their head. Is that true? These are 5 little words. They're the best words heavens know, but they're good enough for us, and we're going to be ahead of 99%. We'll learn better words later. But how many people here feel good that you can just go up to somebody and say, I got a good story, and at least you'll have an audience that's not folding their arms, grimacing at you, give you all the stuff. So that's how you can talk to people totally rejection-free, just like I promised. Anything else you'd like to know about? Oh, the story, okay. Because it would look kind of bad until I got a good story and told, what's your story? And you said, oh, so we're Alright. So are we okay to go on with the story here?
Yeah.
By the way, is this still within people's comfort zones? Are we okay with this?
Yeah.
Would you agree these are the kind of things where you need to tell our new person? So if you get a new person started, as soon as they sign up, take a ballpoint pen and write, I got a good story inside their right wrist. And tell them so they don't say something stupid when they go, oh my God, I got this great business opportunity. You know, I sent them out as human target practice for me. They're not going to come back a lot. You're going to send them home and say, see this I wrote here? Whenever you can't think of something, slap your head and read. I got a good story. That's all you have to say, and people will want to hear it. Now, how long should the story be? If you ask 100 people, do you want the long story or the short story? What would the vote be? 100 to 0? Yeah. So if you ask 100 people, I want the short story. If we're going to be polite people, how long should our story be? Short. Let's be polite to people. They're busy. They make up their minds right away. If you don't believe they make up their minds right away, watch this. I just saw a movie. It's awesome. I want you to go see it too. It's spiders and snakes chasing small children and scaring them. And how many people have already made up your mind on this? Oh, wait, I have a movie trailer to show you. Oh, wait, the director won an award. It was voted #1 to... Do we get it? The decision is based on the program, not the information. It's over before we get to the information. Are we totally clear on this? That's why you didn't want to go to that movie. True? So, our story's going to be short. How short should it be? How long would you like it to be? 30 seconds, okay? How many people think 30 seconds would be pretty good? Alright, here's what I found interesting. The shorter the story, the better. Microsoft measures the human attention span. Currently, the human attention span, the average, some are lower, some are higher, but the average is 8 seconds. Which means I've lost a lot of you already. Goldfish is 9 seconds. Now, they have an advantage, they don't have Facebook. But the human attention span has been measured at an average of 8 seconds. So if the human attention span is 8 seconds, how many people here think it is the most crazy thing in the world to be doing a 45-minute sales presentation? And you felt icky like 30 minutes into it, saying, why am I doing this? We all have. 8 seconds. So, how long should our story be? I'd say pretty short, right? 5, 8, 10, 15 seconds, maybe the longest, but not very long, unless you're a great storyteller. It's over. Now, based upon what you have learned already about decisions, at the end of that 8 or 10 or 15 second story, will your prospect have made their final decision?
Yep.
Yes. Based on what we've learned and seen, if we give that short story, at the end of the story, they're going to give us a yes or no. Because it's a story, no rejection, under the radar, rejection free. How many people here think, this would be phenomenal? Here's a chance to start ranking some real money. So, I got a good story. what's your story? Tell them a little 10-second story. We're done. They made the final decision, yes or no. How cool is that? Now, they will not tell you yes or no, by the way. If they tell you no, they don't actually tell you no. That's impolite because you're their neighbor or work with them at work. They'll just change the subject. Just like normal conversation. When you're not interested in something, you change the subject. So, you tell them your little story. At the end of the story, they say, well, how's the weather where you live? That would be a no. And don't answer, well, it's the same as yours. I live in the store. That's not the question. They're just trying to tell you no in a way to help you save face and not be offensive. They say, in the story, and they say, how about the Olympics? That's a no. Are we clear on this?
Yeah.
No rejection, they just talk about something else if it's a no. Does that feel pretty good? Now, if it's a yes, they'll say words like, how does that work? Tell me more. Is this a pyramid? Do I have to sell something? How much do you earn? Those are all yes decisions. Because if the answer wasn't yes in their mind, they would not be asking for additional information torture. So what they're saying, yeah, it sounds good, but I want to make sure it's not a pyramid. Is there, these are yes decisions. How do you feel about that? So do we understand yes or no?
Yes.
So I'm going to show you some stories. And in a moment, how many people here would like to have a list of those 25 skills? All right, I'll give you a list of 25 skills. I'll pass them out. I want you to watch these stories. Are you ready? How many people here just can't wait for a sample story? All right. Now, you tell me what decision you make at the end of the story. So, we're by the coffee machine. Are you ready? And I say, I got a good story. What might you say? What is it? And I might say this. Well, you know how we like to have good-looking lashes, but we don't want to glue them on? I found out how to do it. The end. Now stop for a moment. What's the answer from your prospect? Right? And all I said was, well, that's just one of our skills. I said, well, you know how we all want great-looking lashes without gluing them on. And I said, and I found out how to do it. The end. What do you think most people are going to say? How? All right, so let's try this. Hey, got a good story. Well, you know how sometimes we get some foundation out of the bargain basement and it gives us the look like we graduated from the top school of makeup? I found some makeup that makes us look like $1 million every day of our life. The end. I might ask, what's the kind of makeup? Do you have something for your lips? So you might say, well, you know how we want our lipstick to stay on our lips instead of cups and everything else we touch? I found something that does it. The end. Do you have anything for like tanning or something? What's your story? Well, you know how we all like to have a year-round suntan, but we don't want to burn our skin and get those deep wrinkles. Found out how to do it without being out in the sun. What's the answer? Hey, got a good story. You know how you and I hate this stupid job? I talked to Bree yesterday. She gave me an escape plan. I'll take it. The end. What's their answer?
What?
I got a good story. You know how we hate sending texts to our children from work when they come home from school? I found out how we can work out of our home so we can give them cookies instead. Yeah. Hey, got a good story. You know how we hate being stuck at home with the family all the time with no real outlet? I found out how we can work 2 nights a week, talk about makeup, and also maybe double family income. Hey, got a good story. You know how hard it is to raise the children and a husband, plus have a full-time job? I found out how we can work out of our home, get a raise, so things are a lot easier. Hey, I got a story. Do you guys have any, by the way, you guys have any travel trips or incentives coming up? All right, so let's try this. All right, I got a good story. You know how Australians love to travel? Find out how to get somebody else to pay for it. The end. What are some of the other cool products? I think you guys know the products better than me, I hope. So, how many people here anti-aging? Oh, okay. Got a good story. Well, you know how wrinkles give us character but not much else? I found out how to stop them. The end. What are you going to say?
Tell me more.
Hey, got a good story. You know how we hate laying in bed at night listening to our skin wrinkle? I found a night cream that really works. And moisturizer. Stops it at the end. This is not hard. Even Americans can do this. But let me ask you, based on what you've seen so far, how many people are totally figured out that maybe people are going to make up their mind just about that quick? And so in less than 20 seconds, with the properly constructed story, we are in. So you all ready? Guess whose turn it is to tell stories? Now, I will tell you I'm better at it than you are because I've had more practice. But women have better verbal skills than men. Men have better parallel parking skills. We have first choice. But usually, in less than 24 hours, you'll be way ahead of me. So are you ready? I'm going to ask you to pick your part, say, I got to get a story, and they're going to go, ooh, tell me the story, and you're going to just tell them the story. Would you like a hint on how to make it better?
Yeah.
Start off with the words, well, you know how. It is a subconscious mind command that they cannot resist. I'll explain more about why that works later. You start off by saying, well, you know how, and simply describe a current situation, just whatever it is, and then just say how you solved it. I will do this. Well, you know how we hate driving to work every day and fighting traffic. I found out how we can work out of our home. The end. Well, you know how we always want to look great when we leave the house. I found out how we look like $1 million every time. The end. Well, you know how we want our lipstick on our lips instead of smearing off on everything we touch. I found some lipstick that stays on and doesn't smear on everything we touch. The end. Everybody on it? Guess it's turn your part right now. Say, I got a good story. Just tell a little story. Let's begin. Hey, how'd that go? How many people have a little bit of fun? Now, I don't know much about which products you like to promote or do whatever, but who here heard a pretty good one you'd like to share with the rest of the group? Y'all know what anybody come up with a particularly good one you could share? Okay. You've been volunteered. That was really nice of her, wasn't it? But go ahead, just share a little bit. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad, but let's start getting some ideas, right? Go ahead, nice and loud for everybody. Yeah.
I got a good story.
Ooh, tell me.
Well, you know how hard it is to get through the week with a normal pay?
Oh, yeah.
I know, right? I get paid up 3 hours after I do the work.
Let's give her a huge hand. That was excellent. How does it get through? I'm getting paid 3 hours after I do the work. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? How many people are going to be using that one? Yeah. So since you almost volunteer, we're going to give you a 3-CD set by my favorite speaker of all time. It's called How to Manipulate and Control the Minds of Others for Fun and Profit. All right, so let's give her a huge hand for volunteering. I don't want anybody to get upset about the word manipulate. The only reason we use the word manipulate there is that's exactly what we're going to do. All right. We're going to take iron-fisted control of mind, remove all that garbage so they hear what we say, and it's so much easier that way. Based upon that bribe, anybody else like to volunteer a story in the spirit of bribery?
You want to be serious about it?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah.
All right, so go ahead. Nice and loud for everybody. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad, we'll just get a lot of ideas. Go ahead.
I've got a good story.
Ooh,
You know how everybody wants Botox but they can't afford it?
Ooh.
I found something how we can get it.
Let's give her a hand for volunteering. Excellent.
Put that up in the
All right, based on that, we're going to give you 3 CDs called How to Manipulate and Control the Minds of Others for Fun and Profit. And to be used for good or evil. What are we going to use it for?
Evil.
Or both. Okay. Anybody else like to volunteer in the spirit of bribery here?
Some of that. Come on, you lot.
Go ahead, you've been volunteering.
I've got a good story.
Oh, ooh.
You know how when we put false lashes on and we get eyelash glue all over our eyes? I know how to stop that.
All right, let's give her a hand. Excellent. We'll get 3 more CDs, pass it on to the almost willing volunteer. All right, how many people here feel that already we have learned how to talk to people with no rejection, freeze their brain, bypass all the garbage in their mind, place our message inside the head for the very first time. There's no rejection because we said the correct words, like got a good story, which is some other stupid stuff we could have said. And our message, because it's inside of a story, will stay inside their head day after day, week after week. So the next time they rub eyeliner fluid in their eye, they're going to remember us, right? How cool is that? Have we made some progress? These are the hardcore skills we need to start learning. So, when we come back from a little stretch break here, here's what we're going to learn. How many people here like to learn to have unlimited people asking for your story 24 hours all the time? Wouldn't that be pretty cool? Because all you have to do is spend about 15 seconds or 20 seconds and you're done. That'd be pretty cool. Would you like to learn how to do a complete and total presentation in case they ask for more information and learn how to do it with a total of 21 trained words? Which is really just 7 words 3 times. No. And we can do this plus more when we take a break. Before the break, a couple things. Number 1, all these skills work better when we use them. How many people here are going to start saying I got a good story? All right. Number 2, how many people here have ever had somebody in your team quit? Do you think they quit because we set them out as human target practice to die because we didn't tell them the right words to say? That was pretty mean, but yeah, we did this. So, would you like a little help by showing them the right words?
Yes.
There is a book that you can get for free, F-R-E-E. How many people are going to afford free? Just go to bigalbooks.com, BIGALBOOKS. Go to bigalbooks.com, and the first thing you're going to see is a book, and there's 2 free audios with it too. Download it. It's called Why You Should Start Network Marketing. And it's good for brand new people, so they'll never get talked out of it. How cool would that be? From their negative friends. And with a couple audios, give them some things to start off with. And how many people are going to afford free? So pass on to them, they can afford free too, and actually stay in the business. Now, if I come to you, and I say, well, I don't know how to do this business, and you could probably say something to me like, well, do you think you could learn like a 10-second story or something? Yeah, then I can show you how to do this business successfully. Would I then have the confidence to be following you? Oh, yeah. But I'm not a salesman. I don't know anybody. I don't want to say, I've never done this before. He said, do you think you could learn a 10-second story that's totally polite? Yeah. Then I can show you word for word exactly how to do this business. And would I have the confidence to follow you? Absolutely. Wouldn't that be awesome? All right, now, next thing. If you're here tonight and it's a hobby, ignore this. But if you're here tonight to do it for a living, you've got to learn the skills. Knowing what to say is crucial. It just saves us time. How many people here think 10 or 15 seconds or 20 seconds sounds better than 45 minutes? Yeah. And we can find out right away, and we'll get better skills on each one, but we can learn. So if you're going to learn by trial and error, I give you the list of 25 skills. Is that true? Yeah. All right. So what you do is learn the words to say and the words not to say, just like I did before. Did you notice the difference in the words? Would you be interested in? We put that on the bad list, wouldn't we? He said, well, how did I figure that out? Well, because everybody told me no when I said it. That's how I figured it out. So we do that for each one of the skills. So if you go learn by trial and error, each skill, get on with it, words both ways. If you go learn by your sponsor, get the handcuffs, get by the refrigerator, or hang around. It's going to take about 3 months. I wish I could sugarcoat it, but it's just the way it is. If you like to learn by audio, If you go to Amazon, Australia, whatever, you'll see all the CDs I've done on the skills, 36 CDs. We don't send them or sell them here in Australia any longer because it costs too much to ship. Plus you have sales tax, customs tax, duty tax, air tax, feed tax, and whatever. And then you're mailmen would steal them because they hated their job. And instead what we do in Australia, we burn them all to MP3. Does that make everybody's technology here? You plug it on iTunes and Magic Cap. So if you like to learn the skills by audio, another acceptable way of doing it, there's a little form there you can fill out and pick up a thumb drive. And for $100, I don't know how many eyelash things can you get for $100. I don't know, 3, 4, or something like that. You can actually learn what to say about the business. So if you prefer to learn by audio while you drive, that's an option. All 3 ways are great ways. We've got to pick one. We've got to get rolling. Or option 4, do it as a hobby, right? And enjoy it because you're hanging around some really, really cool people. So, how many people here feel like we know like a whole lot more than people outside this room?
Yes.
Okay. So, during the break, text them a message saying, I got to get started. Don't say anything else. Don't read the message. So, if we were to take a short 5-minute break, that's about 10 minutes in Australia time. If you'd like to pick up one of those thumb drives, see you over there, pick up one of the thumb drives and learn it all while in audio. But at least could we all come back in about 10 minutes and get right back to work so we can finish a little bit early so you can get back out and mess with people all the time. All right? See you all right after break.